Hey everyone, welcome back to Inside the Force. Dave Cottingham here with Hannah Burr.
Hello.
With your little brand new haircut.
Yeah, got it all chopped off.
Nice.
Thank you.
What compels a woman to cut her hair off like
that? You ready for a novel on that one day?
Maybe not. Yeah.
Normally it's like something changes in their life and it's just, I think at least part of it for me, because like these were things that made me go, oh, I want to dye my hair red and things like that. And I actually have done that in the past.
Wow,
destroyed my hair, which is why I like this cut. All my dead hair is finally gone. All my dead damaged hair is gone.
Oh, right.
So,
yeah.
But sometimes it's because there's been a huge change in your life and you don't feel like you have control of it. Meanwhile, with hair, you have control over that. Mm-hmm, so it, it gives you a little bit of empowerment. Sometimes there's a change and you want to physically reflect that. And other times there isn't a change and life is really boring and you just want to do something wild. And the good news about hair is that it grows back. So
true.
Instead of like getting a tattoo, which that's permanent, or a piercing that's permanent, you can just do something wacky with your hair. And the good news is if you don't like it, well, it'll grow out and you can bear with it.
Nice. My wife, Brooke, she's had short hair for a while too. So, but my daughters love their long hair right now.
Yeah. The other reason too why I want it cut short was because I stopped blow drying my hair because I was damaging it further than it was. And so when you have long wet hair, you either put it up in a bun or you let it hang on your back and it leaves a huge wet stain on your back, and that just that doesn't feel good.
Yeah.
Also, I like this middle cut because it's long enough that I don't have to style it.
Oh, okay.
But it's short enough that I don't have to style it either. Like it's a happy medium.
Good. Looks good.
Thanks. Good.
Welcome back, everyone. Okay, so we held off this week a little bit to record, and I wasn't even expecting it, but we got a brand new trailer for Skeleton Crew that we're going to talk about.
Earlier today, I was wondering, what are we going to talk about tonight? And then you were like, did you see they dropped a trailer?
Yes.
And I was like, well, I think I know what we're talking about.
I know, right? So we will talk about that. And I do want to talk first, before that, well, first off, of course, thanks to our patrons, as always, for supporting the show, supporting the everything that we do here. We did drop a commentary, brand new commentary. Unfortunately, our patrons couldn't make it to this one because the time period, I'm telling you, the time period is a little tough.
It is.
Because it's like, right in the middle. We're in the middle of people all over the world, really. Although we will, I think it might be better if we do an evening. So we may shift over back to doing maybe an early evening for Empire, which we'll let everybody know our thoughts on that. So maybe we can get some more people on there to. Although the good thing was, A New Hope is the shortest of the movies, so I felt like we filled the gap in pretty well with our conversation, and we had some really good conversations about that.
Oh yeah.
Original film there that we talked about. So go check out A New Hope, the commentary from us, and we will let you know Empire. Empire we might be doing it pretty soon, actually. So we'll see. Okay, so exciting times this past weekend. Martin Donison came and visited. For those of you who don't know Martin, he is Cyber Ren on his show, The Mandalore Podcast, which I co-host with him. And the people are like, well, what's so big a deal about him coming? Well, he lives in Canada.
Yeah. I'm so upset I missed it.
I know. I tried to get them. I brought him late night there. The other team was kind of still there. It was weird. Like Bruno and Lindsay and them were all still there.
Yeah.
But yeah, he came in town for the weekend. The main reason was he was coming to see his Philadelphia Eagles go whip.
Birds.
Oh yeah, you're
Go
Philadelphia.
Birds.
Yeah. Shit. They whipped all my Bengals. So it was fun because like a couple of months, it was probably about 3 or 4 months ago. You know, we got to talking about the NFL, and he said he'd love to see, never seen an NFL game. So he said he'd love to see the Eagles play. Well, they happen to be on the Bengals schedule, and I said, well, look, if you get here, I can get us tickets. Let's go. So anyway, yeah, he came down, but he came down for the weekend, and I will tell you, it ended up being literally the how do I even say this? It was a busy weekend, but it was a culmination of really kind of my entire life this past weekend. So bear with me. I'll break it down real fast. So by the time, we planned this a few months ago. So by the time he was coming, I called him. I said, hey, just so you know, I don't really, I'm not sure I can like take you around the town that much because of my schedule. And I said, here's my schedule. So Friday, he came in Friday morning or so, and I picked him up, came in, but I had to work. So I was sitting there in my home here and working. And so he kind of got a sense of like my work, which was funny because sometimes he'll text me and I can't get back to him for a couple days because, I'm working and I'm doing stuff.
Yeah, you're doing 20 different jobs. Like,
yeah,
I mean,
so and then it was funny because a couple hours into like the work day, like sees me, he's like, "Oh, I see why you can't always get back to me." Because I was jumping on this call, and then I had to send this email. I was just working. I was working a ton. So then, but anyway, Friday night was homecoming here in town. So my daughter was going to homecoming with her new boyfriend. So he was coming over to meet us for the first time. And of course, when my daughter goes to homecoming, my whole side of my wife's family is over here. So there's probably like, 15 of them here. So there was that.
Great, by the way, I saw those pictures on Facebook.
Oh yeah. She was first time she put on like makeup like that. So she looked great. Anyway, crazy night. So he saw Brooke's side of the family and how we do that. Well, Saturday, I told him, I said, well, look, my family is coming down. And so my mom's side of the family, which is my Thai side, right? My Asian side. Mm-hmm. I have a brother and 2 sisters and some nieces and nephews. My nieces couldn't make it, but this was the first time the 4 of us, who we all share the same mother, this is the first time the 4 of us have been together probably easily 20-something years.
Oh, whoa.
Maybe. We've all gotten together, but never the 4 of us. It's always been like 2 or 3 of us,
Wow, man, that's awesome.
Yeah, so they brought all this Thai food down and cooked all this food, and 150 egg rolls. Yeah, literally 150 egg rolls. And
my word.
All this. So Martin got a taste of like the Asian side. Met my family on that side. Blah blah blah. And but Saturday night I was able to take him by the office, and actually that was Friday night. So Saturday night we just hung out here before we. Oh, that's when we did we did a recording of The Mandalore here in person. So Sunday comes, the game. So we go up to Northern Kentucky, do the game, Cincinnati. And then there were several people. We went with people on my dad's side of the family, which is my cousin. And all. So he met my cousins on my dad's side.
Wow.
At the game. And I don't know, we hung out before the game, tailgated and all this stuff. Blah, blah. Anyway, and then we came back and did the council sessions here, and then he flew out Monday morning. So anyway, the whole weekend it was like this literally this reunion of my life, which is pretty crazy.
That's awesome.
And it's just perfect timing. I was like, dude, you pretty much saw my entire family, my life. You saw kind of how things go. It was I don't know, it was maybe pretty exhausting for him a little bit. But anyway, Martin, I know you listen and watch. Thanks for hanging out and coming. It was a great time to have you here, and coming all the way down from Canada. I know that's not an easy trek, but it was fun. It went by fast. So
that's awesome.
Yeah. So anyway, so I wanted to point out that this little thing, he brought this little thing. So he 3D printed this thing.
No.
So he's got a 3D printer. I knew he had a 3D printer, but I actually didn't know so he's got like a one that does different colors, right? So.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, I think it's pretty neat, right? I mean, yeah,
wow.
It kind of looks like Rex. It's not necessarily Rex, but it looks like Rex. Anyway, I thought that was really neat.
That's cool.
And then I don't know, do you have did you buy a Sabacc deck from Galaxy's Edge yet?
I do. I have it. I'm looking at it right now. I do have a Sabacc deck.
Have you played this yet?
Oh, it's fun.
Yeah, so I bought this. I don't even know, the first or second trip I had to Galaxy's Edge right after it opened. But I never opened it up, never played it.
What?
And
so this weekend was the first time you played Sabacc?
Yes.
Yeah, I played Sabacc with my family over the weekend.
Oh, wow. Funny. Yeah. So I was like figuring out some games to do. And I was like, well, you know what? I actually have this Sabacc deck that I'd never played. So we got it out, and it took us a little while to kind of get it down. But once we started playing, I'm like, oh, this is actually pretty dang fun.
It is fun.
It's a little different, because there's like three or four different variations you can play Sabacc.
Yes.
Because like if you see the one on solo, like the actual Sabacc on solo, like that's a different way because they have like pots and two different pots and all that stuff. And then they only end up, I think no, I think you can get more than two cards, but that's more the betting style. And then you have the Sabacc game that's in the Outlaws game, which is a little different because you only always have two cards. You never have more or less than two cards. But this one you could have up to 5 cards depending on if you discard over and there's dice involved and all that stuff. I don't know. It's pretty. It's actually I was gonna I got to show my daughters how to play because
they'll love it.
Yeah. Because they're math people, and this is very mathy.
It's very math, and it's figuring out, okay, do I risk being 1 over, 1 under over more than that, or do I risk it to get Sabacc? Like, it's a whole thing.
Yes. And technically Sabacc means 0. It means like you've got 0, that's the point of the game. You have these negative cards, you have these positive cards, and you're trying to cancel them out and get Sabacc.
Yep, and also to like increase your chances of winning in case somebody else has Sabacc, you want to do it with the least amount of cards. You want to make sure the suits match.
Right.
Oh, it's a whole thing.
Yes.
Because my sister and I both had Sabacc, and they were both the Queen Amidala cards. But because my suits didn't match and hers did, she won.
Oh, really?
Because if you look closely, like there's a little symbol and it's a square
there's 3
or a
different
triangle.
symbols. Yeah.
Yeah, square, triangle, circle.
Yeah.
She had 2. I think she had 2 triangles and I had like a circle and a square.
I don't think I must have missed that in the rules about how the tiebreakers work like that. So.
Yeah, I think the first step is who has the least amount of cards. And then the second step, I think, is matching suits. I don't remember off the top.
Yeah, there's actually a whole list of things. But anyway, it's a really cool game. It is fun. I think it's just me and him, so I think it'd be better with more people. Because you get more chance of cards. Like we were kind of stuck with only like the top 10 cards of the deck, basically. So, but but it's fun. It's very fun. So I'm gonna play more of that.
Mm-hmm.
I liked it a lot. So Martin. Hope you had a good time, and if you want, you can go check out new council sessions that we put out just yesterday, actually on Thursday this past weekend, and we talked about whether or not this Mando and Grogu movie is going to actually kind of kickstart and revive the Star Wars films. So pretty interesting because there's rumors out there, there's news about there, like the Rey movie lost its writer again, but Mando and Grogu apparently has wrapped filming, so
Okay.
I mean, we are going to get that film, it looks like, but it's still a ways away, May 2026. So
We'll see, I guess.
yeah, we'll see if it kickstarts it back, but we had a good conversation about that. So okay, all right, before we get to get this trailer talk going, just want to announce obviously some publications coming out. We did our last episode of Inside the Force. We talked about the Comic-Con publishing that is coming out. So, but the next kind of big adult novel that's coming is not until February 25th, which is The Reign of the Empire, which is the book that's got what's her name? Mon Mothma on the cover. Very excited about that book. You got the Acolyte Wayseeker on May 6th, and then the end of the third and final phase of the High Republic, Trials of the Jedi, finishing that out June 17th. Comics wise, it's a little light on the comics yet because they're not kicking off some more titles until a little bit later. But and I didn't realize this, but so there's a comic series going out now called The Battle of Jakku.
Okay.
Which is, continuing because, Star Wars concluded up until Return of the Jedi. And now, of course, this is post Return of the Jedi. So they have a series called Battle of Jakku, but I didn't realize, I think it's called Battle of Jakku Insurgents.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, because that is out. That's out this past week. And then it's coming out. And then, sorry, I had it right here. So it's called Insurgents Rising.
Okay.
And that number 3 just came out, and then number 4 is actually next week, November 6th, which I think it's a 4-part series. And then November 6th, also you got Ahsoka number 5, which is the series in comic book form. Ewoks number 2 on November 13th. Now on November 20th, this Battle of Jakku series actually restarts at number 1 because the name has changed. Now it's called Republic Under Siege. So
okay.
It's a series, right? So I didn't actually know that until I saw that and I started reading. So they're coming out these things fast. So number 1 comes out November 20th, and then the week after, November 27th, number 2 comes out for that. So they're pumping those up pretty quick, and those are kind of the only comics right now running. So
okay.
So good time to catch up, which I need to kind of take my own advice.
Same.
Okay, so that's it on the publishing side. December 3rd. So we got a month now until this series comes out.
Yes.
Skeleton Crew.
Yes.
So all we got before was a teaser. And now we have technically what they call official trailer now. So I will say I've only watched this once. I'm going to watch it more. And I'm going to do a Patreon reaction. So it's up on there now, along with yours. I will say first that I'm gonna watch it a couple more times to really
Okay.
let it sink in, because it's very, to me, it's very different from the first one, the first trailer we got. Obviously, we're getting more of the story here, so. But I want to hear from you first. I want to hear what your initial reactions were.
My initial reaction is very excited. I love the fact that it feels so different. And I know it's just a trailer, but it feels so different. And I think we do need different in Star Wars. I know what they were trying to do with Acolyte, and I'm very happy that they're still not going away from that. All I could see was Guardians of the Galaxy, in all honesty. That and Thor Ragnarok, just that 80s music coming and that 80s vibe.
True.
I'm hopeful. I don't know about the story. I mean, the premise seems pretty straightforward for Star Wars, so I don't know exactly what that looks like. But I'm intrigued. I'm excited to see what it is, and I am not going to keep my hopes too high. But yeah, that's my initial reaction.
So, when you say different, what's
Vibe.
different? The vibe. Okay. Okay. So, so I believe, John. I was gonna say because, yeah. So John Watts is one of the creators of this show.
Yeah.
If everybody doesn't know his name fully, he directed the Spider-Man movies
Yes.
from the MCU. So Homecoming, Far From Home, and No Way Home. Pretty successful movies. And so I think there's, and he's actually directed, I think, an episode of The Mandalorian, I believe. Okay, so I don't know. I do agree with you. I think it does feel different. I think there is which I think everybody kind of anticipated. There's this 80s Goonies feel to it
Yes.
a little bit, right?
There is a Goonies feel.
Yeah, young kids and on an adventure and getting into trouble, and so I definitely think that is there. I think that there are some things in here that I feel like we haven't seen before, like the suburbs. You
Yes.
see another shot of the suburbs and kind of, I don't know if it's high class living or whatever. I don't know. It's like, it's different. It's not as rugged until they get out there. Now the parts where they're missing, like it looks like Star Wars, at these like bars or these cantinas and markets and stuff like that. But I think the big thing that I've noticed, especially in this one, and I've read and I've heard this in some articles. One is that it doesn't seem like Jude Law is the lead in this thing,
No.
right?
It feels like he's probably the supporting character, but like I'm not mad at that.
No, not at all. I think initially it felt like that because they were kind of pushing him out there, like,
Right.
hey, here's a series with Jude Law in it. But I do think it feels like it's going to be less about him and truly more about these four kids.
Yeah, these poor kids that are quote unquote no names, you had to pull in a name to get eyes on it. But
And
yeah, no,
there's
it feels like it's about them.
and there's a rumor out there. I don't know how you feel about this. There's a rumor out there that he's actually the antagonist of this thing.
That'd be interesting.
Right?
That'd be interesting. I like a good plot twist.
Yeah. Yeah. Because, at the end of the first trailer, we got this thing where, is he a Jedi? Because he's using the Force, it looks like, to break him out of this jail. But now it's like, okay, well, if he has Force powers, is he going to be, now is he the is he an evil force user?
Mm,
Right? So
okay.
it starts getting a little interesting that way.
Okay.
So I don't know. I think it's going to be interesting. Now, we got a month now from when it comes. It's a 2-episode premiere. I think obviously, like you, I do. The graphics feel very. I was thinking the same thing. The graphics feel very Guardians.
Yes.
I hope. I guess it's okay to be like Guardians. I mean,
it's fine.
Guardians
It's
is
just a vibe.
very unique,
Yeah.
and I mean, the bottom line is it looks great. The graphics, the cinematography. I mean, it does look like a really good show, good looking show.
Yeah.
Interesting creatures that are in this thing. Some that we haven't, at least I haven't seen before.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I mean, I know you said you're excited, but the one thing I'm not sure about fully is this. And maybe they're trying to hide it. I get it. Maybe we're going to get another trailer. It doesn't seem like if this is considered the official trailer. Usually they do trailer 1, trailer 2, so it might be something else. But I get the sense that we still haven't. I mean, I know the plot is we're lost and we need to go home.
Yes.
But I feel like hopefully there's something else.
There has to be. That's why I was saying the plot seems so basic.
Yeah.
There has to be something else.
But what would be something exciting? Because I gotta say, it's like searching to go home and just coming across these different, obstacles, I guess, is one thing. I can get on board with that depending on how entertaining that becomes.
Right.
And I think the Jude Law character, I do think that could be the twist or try to be the storyline, right?
Yeah.
Now, another thing that this introduced a little bit more, or first time, and we actually got to meet some of the parents, it looks like.
Yes.
And they released a poster, and one of the parents is on there. So I feel like they will have a little bit more of a role in this as well, trying to find them. But again, I don't know. It's tough for me to kind of figure out where this thing's going to go.
That's why I'm hopeful. I'm not trying to be too hopeful in my optimism.
Not trying to be hopeful. Okay.
Because we've seen this before. We expect it to go one way and it doesn't. And it's like, why didn't it do that?
Yeah.
So.
But, okay, so the other thing is this supposed to be... This is the same timeline as The Mandalorian and Ahsoka. Do you have a sense at all? Do you think this is going to tie into that somehow?
I have no idea, man. Like, I'm not confused, but I'm just like, what is this?
Right.
That's literally me right now. It's just, what is this? We might not even get Jedi or lightsaber wielding. We might not even get that.
Nah, it doesn't look like it.
I feel like it is going to tie in to Mandalorian and Ahsoka somehow. I just don't know how. Unless maybe Jude Law's character is connected to what's his face, who's doing the whole culty dark Jedi thing.
Wait.
Blanking on his name.
Which one? Moff Gideon?
No. From Ahsoka.
Oh, Balin?
Balin.
Oh.
It could be a previous student of Balin or somebody who agreed with what Balin thought.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I'm seriously looking at this going, how the heck are you going to tie this into everything else?
Well, yeah, and I'm partially starting to kind of let that go a little bit, because
Yeah.
even though Favreau and Filoni, like, I think they kind of, they're executives on this. They're not. This is not their creation, right?
Right.
So I think initially the Jude Law connection was okay. He's gonna somehow play in the part. Maybe saves these kids, and then it comes across that he's like working with Sabine and Ahsoka, but they're like not even in this galaxy right now. So
Right.
So I think I don't know. Part of me is like, it's in the same era, but I don't know if they're gonna. I don't think this is gonna. At least my guess right now is I don't think this is gonna interact with those shows.
I don't think so. And maybe they want to see how season 1 going to do, and then if it does well, season 2 will tie in.
Yeah. Yep, that's true. If there's a season 2, they get lost again, I guess.
I don't know.
I don't know. I have
It's Jurassic Park. They make the same dumb mistake every single time.
That's true. There's another island.
Oh my gosh.
No, it's true. I think that's. I definitely think that this is. I have a feeling this is a one-off, though.
Yeah.
Because Skeleton Crew, I mean, just the words itself, like the title itself is. Unless this crew kind of sticks together, I guess, and goes off and does more adventures. I mean, I guess that's possible.
Maybe. Or maybe season 2 is them 10 years from now.
Well, yeah, true.
No idea.
Now that would be something if like one of these kids is somebody that we know maybe in the sequel trilogy or something like that. Well, actually, we know the names, so maybe not. But
I mean, those could just be a nickname.
Yeah, could be. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I think on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you for this show?
I'll give it a healthy 7.5.
Okay.
What about you?
7.5. I'm probably at a 6.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's Star Wars, so I want some Star Wars, but like you said at the beginning, I think this is very different.
Yeah.
This is very different.
Yeah.
I think my daughters are going to like this show a lot.
Probably. This might be a show that is more for the next generation versus us.
And maybe she'll then start understanding why I loved Goonies so much.
She doesn't like Goonies.
She does not like Goonies.
No.
She could not get. She doesn't get into old movies.
What about Sandlot? Does she at least like Sandlot?
I don't think she's ever seen Sandlot.
Okay. Well, you're killing me, Smalls.
But she wouldn't like Sandlot in it because she doesn't like baseball.
Well, okay.
I think, and she did like. I would say she did like the second generation of Goonies, which was Super 8.
Okay.
She did like that, which I think is a great movie as well.
Okay.
So she can be, I think she'll get into this one a little bit. I think she'll get into this one. Okay. Well, I mean, we'll see if we get anything for the next month. December 3rd, 2-episode premiere, which I think is that a Wednesday? No, it's actually a Tuesday. Mm-hmm. That's crazy. That's weird. Okay. Tuesday. Okay. Yeah, I believe it's 8 episodes again. So 2 episodes right away. All right, let's I'm sure we'll talk more about this as more comes out. But I mean, we're a month out and we really haven't gotten much except 2 trailers and a poster. So we'll see what more comes out. I'm sure they're going to flood the next few weeks with marketing.
Yeah.
All right, let's read some of these comments. We get some comments on our commentary.
Awesome.
Where do we? On YouTube, JoJo just said thanks for the commentary. Thrawn said, so excited for this. Gutted I missed this, but fortunately I had to work and got a new puppy.
Aww.
that is keeping me busy at the moment. Haven't quite gotten her into Star Wars yet. Well, get on that, Thrawn. Get on that. I think. Let's see. I think that we had some commentaries or commented on Patreon here. Thrawn again. I think. Nope, maybe not. I think he just said so excited for this. Our council sessions that we.
Before we go into the council session, if that's okay, I do also have a comment that was provided by actually one of my old coworkers and friends.
Right.
Yeah, old coworker and friend. His name's we call him Ray.
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 All
we
right.
sent him a message.
Great.
He just sent me a Facebook message, and he said, "Listen to the podcast on A New Hope. I enjoyed it. Very professional. Looking forward to the one on Empire. I love the. I'm going to mess up her name, and I'm so sorry. Marcia Lucas, George's wife.
Yeah, I think it's
Marcia.
I thought it was Marcia.
Marcia. Yeah, no, I can't read.
Yeah.
Marcia Lucas comments. She saved that movie in many ways, all the way through, but especially in the end battle. She's an unsung hero. Brian De Palma insisted on the opening crawl because he thought the movie would be too dense and confusing for regular moviegoers. During the scene on the Death Star, when the stormtroopers enter the room where the droids are hiding, one of them bumps his head on the way in. So in episode 2, they had Jango Fett bump his head on a doorway to his ship. I have a million of these. I'm a Star Wars geek. What can I say? And then he said later on, we went back and forth. I really did enjoy the podcast. It's so cool. I plan to watch more. I'm jealous. I hope to start a podcast someday. Yours is definitely an inspiration.
Great.
So thank you, Ray.
Thank you, Ray. That's awesome. Yes. Great. Yeah. Great comments. Glad you're enjoying them. Yeah. And I'm enjoying doing those commentaries for sure. It's, lots of good discussions. Okay, so from our last episode, let's see, Thrawn said the perfect podcast is David, Hannah, and Martin for Ultimate Team Up. Thanks, Thrawn. He also says, last thing I remember watching where I watched on cable TV was Smallville.
Yes!
I know. Did a lot of that too. Trying to get a snack and drink during the ads, hoping I made it in time. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no DVR then either, so you had to make sure you caught it.
Still a great show, by the way, Smallville.
Oh, one of the best. Yes. I know. I started rewatching it actually for a while there, but I couldn't. I got to get back to that.
I think Zach and I watch it at least once every year.
Yes, love it. Then he says, I agree, Hannah. Timothy Zahn built a whole new galaxy and law in the Star Wars universe and was fascinating. So would love more from Unknown Regions and the Chiss for sure. Old Republic is always an era I would love official canon for, whether it's more books, comics, games, or even an animated series would be brilliant.
Indeed.
And then, so our council session is where we talked about the Mando and Grogu film. Jojo says, unbelievably cool to see you two in the same room. Yeah, that was cool. And then, Thrawn, same room, craziness. He says, I agree. I miss the days when shows ended in May time and the new season was starting in September, and most were 20 to 24 episodes a season. CW Arrowverse shows were great for this. Yeah. I know these Star Wars shows are higher budgets and more costly to make, but with less episodes and having the volumes, feels like new seasons of Star Wars shows should come out quicker. I'm still annoyed that we have to wait so long for Ahsoka Season 2 and Heir to the Empire movie. They set up a lot with Thrawn in that show, and they lose hype for it with such a time gap. Great to see you both discuss Star Wars in the same room. So thanks. May the Force be with you. Yeah, that was our big thing about that was the gaps that are happening between these shows, you know. That's just not just the shows, but the seasons of these shows.
Yeah.
Like Andor. Like Andor's going to be over 2 years. Until we get the second season. So
I really like that whole industry. I know we're in it, but it still confuses me how there's no work. Like people can't get jobs in this industry anymore. And yet they spend all this money. And then like, you know, there's no regulation for a number of episodes per season anymore. Because Davis, you know, we worked on 3 shows. The first show had 10 episodes. The second show had 13. And then the other one had 8.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're working on a show that has 6.
Yeah.
So it just, I don't get it.
I don't either. Yeah. You know, and I totally get it. I know there's parts of the industry that people are struggling to find jobs but damn, I think we're busy.
We are busy.
So
we are so busy.
I'm very fortunate for that. So
amen.
Okay, there we go. This one was a little shorter, Hannah.
But not by much.
It's about 15 minutes maybe or so. Thanks everybody for listening, for watching. Of course, Inside the Force on YouTube. If you want to see more of our shows on there, like I said, council sessions. Hannah and I, we got to get some more Beyond the Sagas done. I know she's waiting. I got to get through this Rise of the Red Blade book, things like that. So we'll do more of those, and commentaries. Look for more commentaries from us as we continue. You know, I know. I think I said initially that our goal was to get through these in 2024, but it's probably not going to happen, guys. So we'll just do them as we go, and we'll just make sure we get through all of them. But we're enjoying those, so look for Empire. The Empire Strikes Back here very soon. And then we still got Return. We got the sequel trilogy, and we'll do a bonus with the Clone Wars movie. So,
which I still have not seen, actually.
Wait, you haven't seen that? That's right.
Not seen them.
Wait, are you going to watch it before the commentary, or? But you have to, because you might get drawn into like watching and not talking about it.
Dave, shut up! I'm watching the movie.
Yeah, I mean we got to talk about it, so you got to watch it before.
I'll watch it. I'll watch it before.
Yeah. It's basically, you know, like it's like a 3-episode arc is basically what it is.
Yeah.
So you'll get through it pretty good. It's actually interesting perspective, because that's the first thing I saw in Clone Wars, and to you it's the last thing.
It is.
So that's going to be
that'll be interesting.
That's going to be very interesting. Your thoughts on it, you know. So, all right. Thanks, Hannah.
Thanks, Dave.
Thanks, everybody. As always, thanks to our patrons. If you're interested in Patreon, being a patron for Inside the Force, patreon.com/Inside the Force, you get exclusive content there, as well as access to our commentaries when we do them live. And we really appreciate the support. So take care, everybody. We'll see you all next week. May the Force be with you.